All right, so here's a good tip that's going to help you when you're working with your slides and some productivity. So let's go ahead and look at the way we have the question slide set up, because this really represents this well. So when we look at the question slide, basically what we have is we've got our question. Now when the learner's looking at this, they don't see a bunch of slides. We actually have our main question slide, and then we've got a slide for each answer. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can go on from there. So we've got our main slide, and then we have 6 questions, so we have a question slide for each question, or for the answers for those questions. So what we want to do is we want to build the linking to that. So basically the way it works is the learner just sees this one slide, and they click on this one, and that's going to have slide 1 appear. If they click on this one, slide 2 appears. So they don't see that they're actually jumping to different slides. All they see is that the data in the box changes based on the question that they chose. So you're going to build this as a slide with hyperlinks on it, and then you're going to hyperlink to these. One of the challenges, though, is that all of these slides really look the same. So and you might be building the hyperlinks before you've actually built in the content. So you might have a slide that looks exactly the same with none of this content in there. So a way I do or manage the production of that, let me click over here, is we go into outline view, and what I do is, so if we look at the John question structure, so we've got the question, the main question slide here, as you can see nothing's been selected, and then there's like question 1 here, and you can see this is question 1, and then I've got feedback. Question 2, you can see it's marked here, and then I've got feedback. So what I do is, to be able to build the hyperlinks and to track all of this, I just go ahead and build out my scenarios, and I title those based on what I'm doing. So in this case, I know there's a John question, and then there's the answers. And then because it's one scenario with John, I just titled it 1. And then I've got different options. So I've got a whole series of slides, but I can label those. And so you can see I've got my John series right here. And let me click away from that. And then you can go down here. I've got my Sarah series, which is almost identical to the John series. And so you can see I use this, so it's an easy way for me to quickly go into my sections. So one is using this, the outline mode and the slide titles to identify your slides. The other thing I do is I actually move the slide title here up off the screen. So if we actually go into the master slide, let's go ahead and look at the slide master. You'll see let's go to one of the question slides here. So you can see here's the question slide, but the actual slide title has actually just been moved off. And so what I can do is I can add my slide title up here and use that as a way to tag the slide and provide data for me, and the learner never sees it, but I can put all sorts of notes in there because there's really no limit to what I can write in there. And then it's an easy way to identify the slide. So I can quickly see those. If we get out of here, I can quickly see those in the outline view. And the other thing that's really nice is, let's say I want to hyperlink. I want to add a hyperlink to the John question slide. What I can do is let's just create a shape here. So we'll put a shape here. Let's say this was going to be a hyperlink. If I right click on it, oops, let me move it up so you can see it. If I right click on it and I set hyperlink, I can go to place in this document, and now you can see, because I've titled those, I can quickly find my slide. So using the slide title as a way to track and tag your slides is really effective, especially when you have a lot of slides, and when you look at these, the slides kind of all look the same. It's a quick way to create the tags. So I would highly recommend that when you do your production in PowerPoint for Flash.